This is a list of every secret illegal building technique that you can use in your builds to make them better. For example, did you know that you can connect a bunch of 1x2 plates and end up with this impossible-looking optical illusion? But this is just one of many secret methods to build Lego that I will show you today. And if I don't succeed in showing them all in under 10 minutes,
FBI, open up!
the secret Lego police send me to Lego jail forever. Now for some very illegal tech. For example, take a plastic bag, cut it, put a fish in, drip some water inside, and bro looks like he bought ingredients for sushi. Place it on top of Lego plates, and now it looks like water, and also works great as windows for a house. You can take this Lego plant piece, cut off the leaves, and use them as reeds for a lakeside build. You can drill a hole in a minifigure and make it look like a death scene with swords. This is a glass piece, and this is a broken glass piece, and now you can put it in a robbery scene.
Why did you break the glass when the door was open?
And if you're broke and you don't have doors for your sets, just use duct tape and a plate. Did you know that a basic LED is just the right size to fit into Lego helmets? So you can make some cool looking figures with glowing eyes like this. If you have a bunch of chrome stickers, another very illegal thing to do is fully cover a car with them. So I took a Ferrari, and after several minutes of sticking, it's all shiny now. And for funsies, you can use a berry as a custom hairpiece. Very illegal. Another illegal thing you can do is not fully connect parts. So if you stack a bunch of 1x2 plates one onto another, you can create a rainbow. A flimsy rainbow. Or by taking gray color pieces, you can create an arch entrance for the train tunnel. And the tunnel itself can be done by combining plates and cylinder studs. If you take these parts and just keep stacking them, you will eventually create a donut. And it's quite satisfying, but it's more fragile than a granola bar. And if you only take half of it, then it looks like it's going in and out the table, just like a worm. And now it's a dune worm that will eat all unsuspecting minifigs. Lego is one of the biggest tire makers in the world. But did you know that you can also use the same Lego tires in the most illegal ways? Like taking these tiny rubber wheels and putting them on this rod, you can build a barbell for homie to pump up. Take this chunky tire, invert it, and bam! You made a huge cauldron or a hot tub in different colored studs. Tires can be useful for rounded builds like this massive water tower for a micro town. And since the tire's made out of rubber, it works perfectly fine as handles for nunchucks. Now that I already showed you a bunch of illegal techniques, let's have a quick round of actually using them in different builds, like using plates and studs to create bendable walls or waves for surfing like I did here. Looks cool as heck. Placing two window pieces next to each other creates a space big enough to fit a minifig inside. So I created this frozen caveman exhibit in the museum. By stacking ice cream pieces, we just made a cool looking smoke effect for missiles. If you stuff window pieces with transparent slopes, you will create custom stained glass. And it fits perfectly for churches or any other old school buildings. And for the same church, burnt weenies used to make an arch entrance. This is an ordinary Lego alligator, but if you chop off its tail and dunk it into a bucket piece, you get yourself a plant. If you take a bunch of grape pieces and these stems from carrots, you can build a cozy flower bed. By combining these clips with tiles, you can create minimalistic looking furniture like this sofa, and the tile looks like an additional pillow. And at the same time, this building technique is great for creating concrete looking skate park ledges. Now bro can collect infinite points for balancing. Cup piece plus clip piece equals illegal lamp. Tile plus not fully connected tile on top creates a stapler. And bucket handles can work as legs for chairs, or even act like drawers. Very creative for office builds. Here's an illegal piano. The black keys are antenna pieces that shouldn't be there. And this piano plays only pirated music. Speaking of antenna pieces, here's a micro-scale AT-AT from Star Wars. Antenna pieces work as articulating legs, and its head is built from a skate piece. Combining a hot dog piece with a bar holder with clip, you can build the partition wall like in those fancy VIP red carpet scenes.
Stop! You violated the law!
And now, a mini lobster. I built it from tiles and minifig arm pieces, and it will haunt you for the rest of your life. Next, I built these 3 long walls out of ordinary bricks. But if you carefully join them all into one singular build, you get this sick-looking triangle. And this is one of the illegal techniques called brick bending. Here are a few more examples. Since I had a bunch of macaroni bricks, I stacked them into this beautiful kinetic sculpture. But the best part of it is that it moves in a very satisfying way. Very relaxing. And finally, by taking colored plates and building them in this specific manner, you can make an absolutely hypnotizing build like this. How the heck does it bend after such a sturdy build? Straight magic, I tell ya. Another secret building technique is stacking plates in between other plates. And it's illegal, because when you do too much stacks, the pieces start to bend. But here's what you can build out of them. You can use simple plates as tombstones for a graveyard. Look, bro is mourning his hopes and dreams there. By using this technique, I built this awesome looking gazebo. And for a bonus, you get studs on the sides for vines to place. This also works if you need sideways real estate to create a rock climbing area for the climbing activities. Guy is trying to get back into shape? Maybe next time. You can take these plates with a grill, place them on the side, and you just got yourself a cage to contain the most vicious creatures. And by taking these plates and shoving them into this curved plate, we get these sick-looking death stairs for those ultra-expensive and minimalistic loft house builds. Just make sure not to fall off the side. Another forbidden thing you can do is to order a bunch of knockoff Lego, and I spent almost $100 on it. So let's unpack all the packages and see if it was worth it. I bought these knockoff minifigures that surprisingly have a lot of details like pouches, holsters, torso moves, tactical helmet, highly detailed weapons, and look at this sick ghillie suit. Based. The hood takes off, and if you put it in some natural environment, I can't find him anymore. Next, we got these bootleg weapons. We got here like pistols, a rocket launcher, rifles, submachine guns, bolt-action rifles with scopes, automatic shotguns, an M2 machine gun with that stand that moves in all sides, ammo box, and working top cover, and the freaking minigun that actually has a rotating barrel. Also in the package came some knockoff minifig parts for arms, and they are very weird. You can choose between these long, noodly arms for some goofy moments, or making natural waves, these short ones that look like T-Rex hands, and double hands so that bro can hold 4 weapons at once. And lastly, we got our super articulating knockoff minifig. It can move in all directions, its hand can move, its legs can bend, and it can stretch and breakdance. And now I'm building a super tiny Lego city called Micropolis, filled with more than 100 micro-scale versions of real-life objects. And at the end, I will simulate huge natural disasters on it to see if it'll survive. So get ready to hurt your fingers, starting with... When you're building so tiny, even the lighter can seem like a big threat. So to protect this city, we need to build some institutions, starting from the fire station that has these tall windows and a pole for the fire guard to slide from. I even built a fire truck with the ladder that can move and a helicopter that can actually fly. Wow, that's like 1,000 IQ build. I also built these firefighters using 3 plates and a silver stud as a helmet. Wait, how will they slide down the pole if they don't have hands? OMG, a man has fallen off and can't get up!
Build the hospital and off to the rescue.
Phew, don't worry, he's fine. Next, let's build a police station out of blue plates and some clear cheese slopes for windows and black rounded studs for the first floor, a policeman, and a patrol car. Finally, the jail that has chain pieces for the fence. And we have all of our institutions in one place. Wait, I think I accidentally used an illegal building technique. Oh no, Mr. Bricks, man, don't take it away. Next, I challenge myself to build 15 micro vehicles, starting from this red car that only uses 1 rollerblade piece and kinda looks like Lightning McQueen. You can't go wrong with this one. Next, let's see if we can build a Cybertruck on a micro scale. Yes, we can, and it's from only 2 pieces, and it doesn't have windows, so you can't destroy it. What about a limousine? This one took 9 pieces, and now Micropolis celebrities can have a party in it. I wish I was famous like them. And here's a bulldozer for all the Micropolis construction needs. And let's also build a bullet train to go from one side of the city to the other fast. And I built rail tracks using these grill pieces. Now we can test how fast this train can go from one point to the other by simply placing it on the tracks. And this train needs more training for the job. It can barely stay on track. Let's build air vehicles now, like this huge commercial airplane for cheap flights, helicopter and hot air balloon to tour above Micropolis. Kinda gives the vibe of up a little bit. And finally, a rocket with its very own launch pad. Yep, this is space Y, not X, if you know what I mean. And finally, there are water vehicles, and let's test them in this bowl. Here's a container ship to transport food to Micropolis. Well, I guess no food for today, it seems. This triple-decker cruise ship that can fit at least 8 microfigures. Oh no, I think they're drowning. Thank God we have a lifeguard on site with his own micro jet ski to save the passengers from disaster. Okay, crisis averted. I also built this expensive yacht, but then it got sunk by the pirate ship. And finally, I built this ship in a bottle. And surprisingly, it is the only boat that can actually float. Just like every city, our city will need people. But not every minifigure will do. They all eagerly anticipate their chance to explore the Micropolis. But the truth is, regular minifigures are banned from the city. So I started digging through all of my shelves to find the smallest one. How about this teenager? Or this baby? Or only a baby's head? But then I found these nano figures. They're so small, you need to stack 3 of them to get to the regular size. But it's all cheating, because we need to get creative and craft our own minifigures. How about stacking 3 studs on top of each other? That looks like a minifigure. So I started to build them to populate my city, starting with the city mayor in this navy blue suit. Then I did a bunch of random NPC microfigures. This is a local celebrity in a golden outfit made from flower pieces. And she has like 30 bodyguards around her. Talk about security. And you can also modify studs. So this one will be with a mustache, and if you place another stud, it looks like a cowboy hat. These look like an ideal family to me. So cute. And I also made the Simpsons family. Color-accurate mermaid, Shrek, SpongeBob,
And Patrick.
and I think I made enough people. Let's do the final check. Oh my God, there's a naked man. Next, I've challenged myself to build a micro-scale airport in under 1 second. I guess I'm really that good. We've got a terminal, a watchtower with antenna and satellite dish on top, runway for takeoff and landing that has studs and lights, and this tiny luggage carrier. But no planes have landed in Micropolis yet, so let's put it to the test with this tiny crop duster. Now let's try a passenger plane. Nice, that was smooth. But what if we land a big beluga cargo plane? Honestly, I don't know what I was expecting. Now let's have a speed round of illegal building techniques that you can use for building in microscale. First, I want to use everyone's favorite glizzy piece, so let me quickly borrow that and use it for a Golden Gate Bridge. Damn, I'm a Lego genius. Next, I built this futuristic-looking skyscraper, and it's insanely illegal. But those round windows look so awesome. And for some contrast, I built a wheat field out of hands. And many of you know these huge aquariums inside the mall that look really majestic. So I built the micro version aquarium, and this fish, unfortunately, will never get out. This gas truck with bottom axle piece illegal technique. And this shows that transparent tiles can create an illusion of some modern art object. And finally, the not-so-stable tower that kinda looks like the CN Tower in Toronto and that one Drake album cover. Wait, I think it's missing something. So this is the tiniest official Lego brick called Modulex. It's hard to get, and if you give it to a minifigure, it looks like he's building a Lego house. Okay, the first house of Micropolis is built, but that's not enough. So here's a simple brick house. And finally, let's build a super modern villa with a rounded fancy look on top of a tiny hill. And it has a pool and sports cars in front. But Micropolis citizens also need a business district with a cool skyline. So I built a New York City set to represent that. Yeah, it looks very nice. But we only need this part. Yep, this is perfect. It already looks like those massive skyscrapers you would see in business centers. So I got inspired and built a bunch of them, starting from the futuristic spiral tower built from a bunch of square plates that you can rotate and get this super cool effect. These are made with a sideways building technique and grill pieces to look like windows. And this is simply white and translucent tiles stacked together. This translucent building has super cool grooves that separate the floors, and inside it has an elevator. And I think I accidentally built a cursed skyscraper using spiderweb pieces, and also this sleek-looking building made of tiles. Also, to secure citizens' cash, I built this antique-looking bank. And let's not forget the daily commute to work. So to make it easier, I built this railway that goes through all of the business district. For the final touch, I added an outside gym where citizens can get their dream body. And a Walmart for all the grocery shopping. And ta-da! Our business district is fully complete. But every city has to have neon colors at night, so I added these tiny lights to simulate the vibe of that. That looks just like Night City from Cyberpunk. Then I decided to build something that every big city has, a zoo, starting from a speed round of 20 animals. So here's a crocodile I made from plate, tile, and cheese slope, a tiger that has clips instead of legs, kinda cursed, rhinoceros with moving horns from tooth pieces, giraffe that uses a tap piece as a head, a thick gorilla built with Among Us pieces, blocky kangaroo with goofy-ass legs, peacock with beautiful plant leaves for feathers, turtle from a skate piece and round tile. And it's too small to worry about the plastic straws, sheep with face and eyes from binoculars, elephant, and I used a sideways building technique for his ears, toucan bird with a slope for a nose, colorful parrot, lazy walrus with fangs, penguin with a weirdly accurate flipper piece. Then I built a lion, and his mouth is actually made from a flower piece. Big chungus rabbit, what an absolute unit. A very angry-looking bull with huge horns. Now let's place the animals in the actual zoo. I built a nice icy terrain for a penguin and walrus, a savanna for a giraffe and birds, and a pond for crocodiles. And it's done. Wait, I just realized that Micropolis citizens look a little depressed. So, after thinking for a minute, I decided to build a theme park for them, starting with a Ferris wheel that I built using carriage wheels and headlight pieces, but I think some of the visitors are too short to go on this ride, and this long water slide they can all enjoy, together with this carousel that can spin. But then I thought about what to build for our older citizens to distract them from the inevitable sadness. And I decided to build a Las Vegas sphere. I used a hemisphere piece for it. Look, they're promoting Lego. And after these activities, citizens will get hungry. So here's a KFC.
Howdy, folks.
Starbucks, and for the most sophisticated gourmet lovers, the Panera Bread itself. But every table looks empty. I also built this Apple store for microfigs to spend their money at, and it sells the newest iPhones and MacBooks too. Look, they're already in line for the newest iPhone. Lastly, I built this Gucci store for citizens to buy and flex their new drip. And I guess it's only for the microscopic prices. And I could not leave the city without a Lego store. So here's one that sells the biggest sets ever, like this artword map set I built from 2 pieces. Eiffel Tower set made out of hand and plate, and this Titanic set made from a dark red plate, black plate and tiles, and white plate with 2 yellow studs. Okay, these sets really do look like Lego sets for minifigures, and we completed all our attractions. And to protect Micropolis, let's build a whole military base. So here's the main building, and I'll call it Octagon. And it has tiny windows made from the back of the headlight pieces. Here's the barracks that I built for soldiers to live in, and they will need a training area with an obstacle course, which includes heavy tires, a mud area for crawling, and a cheese slope as ladders to reach the finish line. Military bases have to have weapons, so here's the helicopter that uses gray binocular pieces, 2 fighter jets with grill pieces on the side, many tanks ready to rush B. And finally, I wanted to give the military some serious firepower. So here's the futuristic railgun made from the projectile launcher. This bad boy moves and can shoot in any direction. Okay, the military base is locked and loaded, but will it survive a Nerf gun test? Wow, the tanks flipped over and the aircraft got wrecked. Nerf guns are clearly pay to win. All cities need places to enjoy some nature, like parks. So let's build an actual micro-scale version of Central Park. First, we need a green lawn, and now let's plant some trees, but from Lego. Let's start with these trees I built using tap and hand pieces, and they look kinda dead. This is a simple tree, and I used a balloon piece for it. And then I used green Technic ball pieces for these thick-looking trees. You can also make trees by stacking dish pieces and then stack them on top of each other too. And these 2 I built using the snot technique. I found this broom with the bottom piece that looks like a Christmas tree, a hairbrush that looks like a tree in the fall season, here's a beautiful sakura, and this green crown piece looks like a tree too. Tree you could definitely find in Minecraft. And finally, this masterpiece from Frogs. Central Park has 18,000 trees of all kinds, and we made like 20 unique trees out of Lego. For the actual park, I'm building a fence around the area and finishing it with the main entrance arch. But the park lacks some decoration. So I used these blue diamond pieces to represent a functioning fountain. And what is a park without a lake? So I'm just going to... yeah, that's better. Now these ladies can enjoy their morning yoga in the park. So now our city is complete, and it's time to fully assemble it into one big unit by connecting all of the sections with streets made from tiles, and grill pieces for crossroads, and joining a water slide to the beach zone. So let's have a little bit of a festive mood in here. Damn, I think I simulated the first ever disaster in a Micropolis city. Oh wow, that was quite a lot of damage just from a confetti cannon. And that gave me an idea to test more disasters. How about a cat? Let's see if Micropolis can withstand a Catzilla attack. I think big cats are not an issue for the city because this cat is so careful it didn't even topple a thing in its path. And for the next disaster, I have this huge meteor I made using 5,000 bricks, and I want to throw it on the city. OMG, there's still some buildings standing. And finally, I wanted to simulate a flood, so I took the whole city outside and brought a lot of water with me to create a tsunami level wave. Okay, here goes nothing. Not gonna lie, the slow-mo looks awesome. Dude, this drowned all the city, but the shops are still open. And this is all the destruction for today. And I have to admit, I was a little sad to destroy our tiny city, but it was also kind of satisfying. And of course, comment what you want to see me do in LEGO for the next time. And thank you for watching. Bye.